What is up, everybody? Welcome to Initial. And why do you have an axe?
Because it's cool. Oh.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Initial. You know what? Forget it. Just roll the clip.
You will train. You will become my huntsman.
With the mirror's dark magic, I'll rule the world.
We have to stop my evil sister. This is what I trained you for. I'm stronger than you. Shall we find out?
Beg for mercy.
The game's not finished.
All right, this week we saw the sequel to Snow White and the Huntsman, Huntsman Winter's War.
Or was it a prequel?
Or was it a
Both.
surrounding of...
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what it was. Have you ever seen anything like it?
No.
Do you want to see it again?
Fortunately, I have not.
I know. The strange thing about this movie is, like, it feels like it has so much going on, but there are, like, long stretches of where I'm just bored, like, of nothing.
Yeah.
Like, it's trying to do so much that it ends up doing nothing at all, kind of.
Right. So the director was the visual effects editor for the first one, right?
Yes.
So obviously it looks amazing.
Nicholas Troyan, I believe. Yeah, and I don't think he's done much directing in the past, but
Right.
yeah, visual effects is his thing.
But looks great.
Yeah, and that was what I really
There's a lot
liked
of-
about the first one, too. Like,
Right.
it looked great. How did you feel about the Snow White and the Huntsman?
It was okay. I think people gave it a lot of,
Yeah.
it
It was
fun
fine.
enough.
It was
Yeah.
fine, and it was, especially for what it was and what it was going for, but visually it was really enticing. Like, they did some
Yeah.
cool things with the mirror and with
Yeah.
Charlize Theron's
Right.
Queen and everything, and a lot of that is still present here, but this is just, I mean, I thought, like, that's its strongest element for me.
Casting was off a little bit, I feel like.
Who did you think?
Emily Blunt.
No?
I wasn't doing it for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I was worried about her. I really like Emily Blunt. Like,
Yeah.
Edge of Tomorrow,
Yeah,
Sicario.
think of how good she was in Edge of Tomorrow.
I know.
And like this
Yeah,
is like
that's fair.
I'm trapped inside this dress and I can move like this.
She had so many costumes.
Which Colleen Atwood, the girl that does this stuff for Arrow, that's the only reason. I mean, she's been nominated for stuff,
Yeah.
but she did a really good job with the dresses, a really good job with the
the costume
Huntsman
design, the
costume
production design. It's
Yeah.
like everything visually is.
3/4 of the way through it. I was like, Chastain should be playing this Ice Queen lady.
Well,
Emily
let's
Blunt-
say
And
because
Emily
Emily
Blunt should be playing his love interest.
Yeah, that would be good.
You know what I mean? Because I could see her like in Edge of Tomorrow when she's like, playing those roles and like holding somebody's face with her hand,
Right.
and crying tears and stuff like that.
I thought Chastain was. I mean, she was like the MVP of it for me. Like her
Right.
character had an interesting kind of complex arc with
Right.
where her emotional peaks and valleys went,
What did
and
you
she
think
played it up well.
about the on-screen chemistry between Hemsworth and
I thought it was.
Chastain?
I mean, it was fine. Like Hemsworth is charming and he's charismatic, but there was like
those Scottish accents. It was like, oh, his mom didn't have an accent. He was taken as a child and raised by people without accents,
Right.
And then somehow has a thick Scottish accent that drifts in and out.
and it was already in the marketing. Like everyone was like, "Oh, Emily Blunt is playing this like Elsa ripoff, the Ice Queen, and all
Yeah.
that." And then Jessica Chastain with her red hair and having the Scottish accent, it was like, "Oh, she's Merida from Brave."
Brave,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just like, let's take all the Disney characters that are pretty popular.
Not ready for a
and-
live action
Right.
of these yet? Too bad.
Here you go. Of course, yeah, and she's good with
Right.
her bow and arrow is her
Yeah.
weapon of choice. It's just all kind of like, you're really picking on a lot of different stuff here. And
With all that confusion,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to know who this movie is for. Like, who is it supposed to draw in?
Right.
Because I definitely would not take a child to see this.
no, and it's again like it's supposed to be this franchise continuance, but first of all, was anybody asking for this? And then second of all, was anybody asking for it?
Let me check.
With the.
0 people asked.
I mean,
for it.
really, but I know. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, Snow White and the Huntsman didn't make a whole lot of money for how much, how big the budget was on it.
And like for that movie, had casting Kristen Stewart, who is in this movie by
Yeah.
a body double
Right.
only.
Well, that was my next point. Like, and then you're going to make it with Chris Hemsworth as the lead, which he was fine in the first one, whatever.
Right.
But I mean, he's going to
He's
lead
a
your
good-
sequel. Like,
Yeah, and she like in the first one, she played this dark, brooding thing, like a copy and paste Twilight. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
okay,
they brought
yeah.
over her like that when Twilight
they were
started
counting
all
on
this
her fan
fantasy
base.
action
Yeah.
genre, like people started getting interested in like, what can we do with all these fairy tales and all this other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, but then they chose her and like, okay, you're used to doing this. We're going to tell a different story. Or
by the end of it, I was kind of just like, what are we doing here? Like, because it leaves it open. I mean, I don't know if you care about spoilers for Winter's War, but it definitely leaves it open for like more sequels, and I just don't see this continuing really.
Or more prequels.
Or wraparounds, or
even before.
Yeah. I maybe watched Snow White and the Huntsman once since seeing it in theaters.
That's enough.
Kind of forgot about it, and I think this is going to be the same way. Fine but forgettable,
Right.
So, I don't know. What would you go star rating, initial reaction?
2.5.
I would go 2.5 as well. It's perfectly average.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The gentleman's 2.5.
Thank you, kind sir.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Well, thanks for checking out our show. Definitely subscribe to our channel, Initial Reaction Reviews. You can check out my written reviews at www.reviewsfromabed.com, and be sure to check back with us every week. We have a new review of the biggest release. Thanks. See you next time.
Rated PG-13.